This is the planet that people have been dreaming about for thousands of years. And the craziest thing is that in the next 10 to 20 years, any of us can set foot on this planet. Yes, I am talking about Mars, which we also know as Mars. Now you might be thinking that, brother, Earth is so beautiful. So what is the need to go to Mars? Well, I asked myself the same question, and when I got the answer, my head was spinning. Look, there is a very scary truth that we all need to understand, and that is that Earth will not be safe forever. 66 million years ago, an asteroid wiped out the entire dinosaur species with just one blow. Now imagine if something like this happened today. The entire human civilization would end in one fell swoop. And this is exactly why the world's greatest scientists and visionaries say that humans must become a multiplanetary species, meaning we must live on more than one planet. Otherwise, our future is very risky. Now here comes a very interesting question. If we have to go to any other planet, then why Mars? There are 8 planets in our solar system, and most of them are either very hot or very, very cold, or they have no solid surface at all, like Jupiter and Saturn, which are gas giants. Now take Venus, which is our closest neighbor. The temperature there is 450 degrees Celsius. It is so hot that even lead will melt, and there are clouds of sulfuric acid in the atmosphere, which will melt anything. So basically going to Venus means instant death. Now let's talk about Mars. It is similar to our Earth in many ways. A day on Mars is 24 hours and 37 minutes, which is almost the same as on Earth. The seasons change there. Just like here, Mars has a solid surface that we can walk on. We can build buildings. There is also water in the form of ice at the poles and underground. And the most important thing is that Mars is relatively close to us, on average about 225 million kilometers away. But now this is where the real challenge begins. Getting to Mars and servicing it is not easy at all. Look, it takes a rocket about 7 to 9 months to get from Earth to Mars, because both planets revolve around the Sun in their own different orbits, and we have to launch in a specific window that comes once every 26 months. This means that if a mission leaves for Mars and something goes wrong, there is no option to come back immediately. You have to stay there for months and months, and this is exactly why many people also call Mars missions a one-way ticket. Now imagine you have reached Mars. When you open the door of the spaceship and see the outside world, the first thing you will see is a red desert that is spread all around. Mars is called the red planet because the soil there has iron oxide, which we call rust, and that is what gives Mars that red color. If you look at the sky, it will look strangely pinkish brown, not blue like Earth. Now here comes the first big problem. Mars' atmosphere is very thin. Understand how thin it is. It is only 1% of Earth's atmosphere, and 95% of the atmosphere that is there is carbon dioxide, which is poisonous to us. That means if you take off your spacesuit, you will become unconscious in just 15 seconds and die in 2 minutes. So basically, it is impossible to survive even a minute on Mars without special equipment. Now let's talk about the temperature. The average temperature on Mars is minus 60 degrees Celsius. It is so cold that even Antarctica will feel hot in front of it, and sometimes the temperature drops to minus 125 degrees Celsius, which is so extreme cold that your blood will freeze. Now the issue of radiation, which is very serious. Look, on Earth we have a magnetic field, which blocks the harmful radiation coming from the sun, but Mars does not have this magnetic field. And so there, cosmic radiation and solar radiation directly hit the surface. If you spend a year on Mars, you will get as much radiation as you get in 8 years on Earth. And this radiation, it increases the risk of cancer a lot. So basically, Mars is a hostile environment that will try to kill you in every way. Now the question is, if Mars is so dangerous, then why do we want to go there? And how will we go? Look, right now the most ambitious company in the world that is preparing to go to Mars is SpaceX, whose founder is Elon Musk. Elon Musk has clearly stated that his ultimate goal is to build a self-sustaining city on Mars that can house 1 million people. It sounds crazy, but when you see what SpaceX is building, you will think that this dream can really come true. SpaceX has built a rocket called Starship, which is the most powerful and largest rocket ever built. This rocket can carry 100 to 150 metric tons of payload to Mars, and the most important thing is that it is fully reusable. This means that just like airplanes fly again and again, this rocket can also be used again and again. As a result, the cost is dramatically reduced. Earlier, it cost hundreds of crores of rupees to launch a rocket, and the rocket used to fall into the ocean once. But SpaceX's rocket can come back, land, and be used again. Because of this technology, the Mars mission has become possible, because in the past, the cost of going to Mars was so high that no one could afford it.